Let's talk about straight up and biblical straightness. The roots of straight up go to Middle English before 1425, meaning upright, erect, not curved or crooked. The moral shift over centuries evolved it from meaning physically straight to meaning morally honest and direct instead of deceitful. Modern usage includes pop culture music and everyday street language. Because of American movies, TV shows, and hip hop musics, people have understood straight up globally as casual, informal English language. So, in Matthew 7:13, it says, "Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat." 14. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So, we're going to look at Deuteronomy 28:53. "And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, and flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee." 54. "So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave." 55. "So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates." So in Deuteronomy, straightness is a very dire situation under the curse, and Deuteronomy 28 is about the curse and the blessing. Straight up in the streets, meaning morally honest. Maybe not so much as actually morally honest, but however honesty is invented on the streets between people who make up life as they go. What Jesus teaches us is our word is enough. We don't need big promises, lofty or tricky language to prove we are telling the truth. Matthew 5:37 says, "All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one." So, if street language has to prove and lofty and straight up and I'm telling you straight and get it straight ways, their truths, and biblical curse, straightness is very dire circumstances. It's a wonder that the emotional brain and the ego brain, that many unlearned, undisciplined, and those with interesting characters have to do to prove that they're honest, direct, and straight up. Now, straight up is under the curse. It's a part of the curse. It's a part of the written Deuteronomy curse of God to describe the circumstances that the curse causes. It causes straightness. And if straightness has to be proved, that during the straightness, during this, any part of this dire straightness, that there's the truth of this straightness, it's cursed language. And our yes, we simply need to say yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. So if Deuteronomy talks about the curse and the straightness, and the streets talk about straight up, which isn't yes or no, it's a version of a truth, an embellished truth, an exaggerated or explanatory or lofty way of explaining some dire truth of the streets, which usually includes footnotes and strings attached meaning that aren't outright known to the parties speaking, then the evil one is at play in changing actual language and meaning into something that benefits him, putting people under the curse, agreeing to be put under the curse, and then entrenching their subconscious and egoic minds and emotion minds into operating from the curse's language rather than simply following the prescribed, all you need to say is simply yes or no.